and also the information about the company, about everything.
My name is Oliver Schmidt, and I'm a German cruise journalist, but I also started a consulting business during the pandemic, and so I am also with Sail and Anchor Cruise Consulting. I'm also a consultant to Cuxhaven, which is a small old cruise port, the oldest cruise port in the world, which is just trying to come back to cruise business.
As the first question, how was your experience during these 2 days on this event?
The experience here is that a lot of interested people drop in, and it is a very good experience to talk to people who know what they are talking about. So we have only experts around here, experts on cruise business, and so it's much easier to talk to them and to answer their questions and to convince them to maybe come to Cuxhaven than if you are on a fairground where you have a lot of people who really don't know what they do because they just drop in. They're all very interested, the people who are around here.
Okay, what kind of specific services do you use for clients?
For the Cuxhaven port or what?
Yeah.
Well, those people who come to Cuxhaven by ship, they will have the experience of a small North Sea port. They have an advantage if they do not want to go on a shore excursion, because we have this old hall built in 1900 by Albert Ballin, who was the guy who invented the cruise in 1891. And we offer tours through that hall with all cruise history around that has taken place in Germany. So this is the first thing people drop in when they leave the ship, so they can maybe they get stuck there and get a lot of information and love it. They can of course go to town and see Cuxhaven, and we have a castle there and many other things. But also a little more than 30 minutes by taxi or by bus away, there is an old Hanza city, Stade, which is quite interesting and beautiful. The whole area around has always been giving supply to Hamburg and the bigger cities with fruits. So we also have excursions where you can have coffee and nice fresh apple pie and something with a nice view on the river Elbe. Little zoos where you can meet animals face to face. And we have the Wadden Sea around the corner, so you can always have a guided walk, because if you don't have a guide, it may be dangerous, through the Wadden Seas, through the ground of the sea when the water is gone. And you can also do the same thing with a horse carriage.
How do you collaborate with cruise liners, travel agents, and other partners?
Well, we are here to attract cruise lines to cooperate with us. And in Germany, I always have to make the difference. Are those people who drop in, are they turnaround guests? Are they people who come from Germany or Switzerland or Austria to Cuxhaven to embark a ship and then come back? Then we do not need excursions, but we do need the whole ground handling, and we need to offer them, if we want to have an advantage, maybe to stay a couple of days longer than the cruise takes in the region and spend a couple of holidays there. Or do they just drop in a transit and want to see a nice place in Germany, want to go on an excursion? And so on this, during these days on the sea trade, we are talking to as many cruise lines as we can and try to attract them to come to Cuxhaven. And maybe for a couple of them, it is also interesting to come to Cuxhaven and stop there instead of going up to Hamburg. Because to Hamburg, it's about 80 or 90 kilometers up the river Elbe. It takes them a whole day, and they have to pay 4 pilots to go there. If they just dock in Cuxhaven, they can offer to their passengers maybe an excursion to Hamburg, but then the passengers have to pay for that and not the cruise line. But they also have a lot of other things, as I just said, the Wadden Sea and many things close to nature. So it's the cruise guest's choice what they want to do in the area.
Could you tell me, how does your company stay updated with the latest trends offerings?
Well, if you ask for my company, in this case, we have to make a difference. My company is the consulting company Sail and Anchor, and here I'm working for the port of Cuxhaven. But of course, my big advantage is that my main work is to be a journalist, and so all doors are open for me. I'm invited to a lot of press conferences, so I do not have to do anything to stay updated because the cruise industry is very interested to update a journalist and keep him on a high level of knowledge of their plans, of their new features. And of course, I have the chance to carry all this into my consulting business, and then we have all information that we can imagine and even more than that.
What do you like more in your job? Have something what do you like more in your job?
There is there are a lot of things, looking behind the scene, having nice contacts and everything. But to be honest, if I did not have the chance to travel on ships from time to time, I would not do that.
Thank you.